webinar interactive sessions organized by Northern Midwifery Council in order to give opportunities for entire nurses and midwives, both within and globe, to interact with us. And two, I also want to appreciate all nurses and midwives for your relentless effort in the fight of COVID-19. There is no doubt about that. You are among the front healthcare providers that have been fighting the COVID-19, which was acknowledged by all meaningful Nigerians, including Mr. President, the Honorable Minister of Health, and all other stakeholders. They have acknowledged your efforts. So I urge you to maintain the same tempo for the interests of Nigerians and also for the purpose of protecting our dear profession. I wish to inform all the participants that the Council is aware of the myriad challenges that nurses and midwives are facing all over the country. And I want to assure you, government at all levels are working hard to resolve the issue, especially on the issue of PPE. I want to believe that government has done a lot in making PPE available. All the centers designed or designated for the management of COVID-19. And I want to commend the effort of the federal government in providing these PPE to all the nurses. And I urge all the state government to follow suit. There have been little complaints from some states for the inability of these PPE, which I believe the National Association is also working hard to push and now negotiate to ensure that those PPE are made available for nurses and midwives. As you are committed to yourself, I wish to stress and also call on all nurses and midwives under no circumstance not to compromise the use of your PPE, because it's a matter of days and life. And these are the only avenue to protect yourself and to protect your family. So I urge you not to compromise the use of PPE at all levels. And after you have closed from work, going to your families, take extra precautions before you now go back to your respective home. I also wish to inform you that you need to strictly adhere to the approved protocol by the Prudential Task Force as adopted, because these are the protocols designed by the WHO, adopted in the country by the Presidential Task Force and the NCDC. So I urge all nurses and midwives to strictly adhere to all the protocols and all the infection prevention and control measures, which is not a new trend to us. You are part of it and you are used to it, so you need to strictly adhere to that. On the issue of the continued, I wish to inform you that as part of our effort to sustain the system, and also we recognize the little hardship, the management of the council decided to step down the 6 credit to 3 credit to allow nurses actively participate and renew your license. So I urge you to make use of this opportunity, because we don't want to create a gap when your license expired and you remain waiting until the situation improves, and that's why we accepted. And we have also created opportunity with the approval of CPD in partnership with the Wcea, World Continuous Education Alliance, contact of 30 hours that to give you 3 credit unit is also acceptable by us. For now, is the only recognized and acceptable online program that we recognize for you to renew your licensing. So I urge all nurses and midwives to make use of this opportunity. For those of you that have also attended the MCPDP one MCPDP at all levels. The approved MCPDP by National Military Council will also recognize and accept it to renew a license within this period of COVID-19. But I wish to emphasize these measures is only for the period of COVID pandemic time. After the pandemic of COVID-19, we'll issue directive of what to do, or we'll go back to our normal policy of 6 credit units. Therefore, I advise and call on all nurses and midwives to make use of this opportunity to update your knowledge in order to improve your service delivery, especially at this period of COVID-19 fight. The entire nation, the public rely heavily on you because you have the expertise, you have the knowledge, you have the skill to deliver and also fight the COVID-19 at all levels. With this, I want to thank all of you, and I urge you to remain committed and focus your attention to give the best health care and the best quality care to your client, to patient at all levels. I want to assure you, council at all levels, the entire management remain committed in providing and ensuring that we provide the best services to you and also to Nigerians. With this few remarks, I wish all of you fruitful deliberation and discussions in the next 2 hours while we have this interactive session. Thank you.
Thank you, the Registrar and the Secretary General of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen out there, thank you for your patience. We've been noting your comments, but we want to appeal that you should just hold on to your questions for now. At the appropriate time, we'll take note of all that, and then we'll make sure that all are addressed. The next point on our agenda is the remark from the head of department of the education department of the council. We have one of our dynamic leader who is also heading that department, no other person than Mrs. Margaret Eze. She will be the one to give a remark at this time. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Filade. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. The registrar, distinguished colleagues who are on this platform, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
I've been given just 5 minutes to give a brief background on Wcea. Wcea means World Continuing Education Alliance. It's an international organization based in the UK and Spain. And WHO declared year 2020 the year of nurses and the year of midwives, in recognition of the various contributions of nurses and midwives all over the world. Coincidentally, 2020 also marks the 200th year anniversary of Florence Nightingale, who is the founder of modern nursing as we practice it today. So these two events make year 2020 a very special year for nurses and midwives. So the International Council of Nurses is the umbrella organization for all nurses all over the world. They felt that nurses deserve special celebration of this year. So as part of their own contribution to ensure that nurses celebrate 2020 in a special way, they came up with this initiative, which they tagged 2020 initiative for 20 nursing councils in low and medium income countries. The 2020 ICN initiative is a package that offers 2 years free continuing professional development for nurses, especially those who are in low and medium income countries. Nigeria happens to be one of these countries. In fact, all the countries in sub-Saharan Africa fall under low and medium income countries. This is a package that ICN has made available for nurses to benefit from continuing professional development. And to carry out this activity, they had to work in partnership with this international organization called Wcea. And they are working together to ensure that this project is consummated. So this announcement was made to the general nursing population at the International Council of Nursing Conference that held last year in Singapore. Council happened to participate in that conference where the discussion started. So knowing how nurses in Nigeria are very desirous of acquiring knowledge, particularly the ones that will improve their skills in their practice. So we keyed in immediately. We started discussion with Wcea, how council can benefit from these ICN largesse. So we started working together, and around November, December last year, with the approval of the Board of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, we signed an agreement with Wcea for Nigeria to sign up as one of the countries benefiting from this free online CPD for 2 years. So we started. The CPD is available for all registered nurses and midwives with the council. So far, 25,323 nurses across the country have keyed into this online CPD. And about 135,000 courses have been completed so far by nurses. So this webinar is also another opportunity to appeal to nurses across the country or wherever they are who are interested in keying in to also participate. The registrar has earlier told you that all courses that you undertake under this Wcea course is recognized by the council for the renewal of license. It attracts 3 credit units. And then with the other MCPDP that you have done, you can use it to register and renew your license. Under the pandemic, the council has come up with a consideration, knowing that for now we cannot organize a regular MCPDP. We have given that concession for people to be able to renew their license using 3 credit units. So you can go online, obtain these courses, and cumulatively you get 30 contact hours, which is 3 credit units. You can use it to renew your license, assuming that you have not done any PDP within the time. So it's a program that I encourage nurses to please key into. It is authentic. It is given free for the period of 2 years in the first instance. And this is made possible with the collaboration of the Nursing and Midwifery Council and Wcea. we have a technical, the project manager from Wcea who will, take us through the other details of the courses, how they are organized, how they add up together to give you the required credit units that you need for your renewal. For now, this is what I can tell you about Wcea. In the beginning, when we first launched it, some nurses were skeptical, they were not sure, we were receiving calls from across the country, trying to find out, is it a scam, is it authentic? And at the time, registrar issued a circular that, then we were still working, streamlining the activities with the project directors. But right now, everything has been, agreed upon, and it is up and running. So please, I encourage you to avail yourself of this golden opportunity, I will call it. So for now, this is what I can say until we come to the question and answer section. Thank you very much. I wish you a fruitful experience on this platform.
Thank you very much. The Director, Education Department of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Mrs. Margaret Eze. The next person to come up and give his own remark is the head of department, Planning, Research and Statistics of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, the person of Mr. Emmanuel Odon. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Fidade. Good morning, dear colleagues all over the country, our very senior colleagues and colleagues tying in onto this program. This platform will give all of us opportunity to interact so that you can get clarifications on various issues that you've been asking over time, maybe sometimes through email and sometimes through phone call. But specifically, I'm requested to speak on the approved CPD for license renewal. You know that it is prior to this time, as it was mandatory that, and it's still mandatory that nurses all over Nigeria participate in the continuing professional development organized by the council. And along the line, we also opened up for private providers to join in providing continuing professional development programs so that nurses can participate. These continuing professional development providers are those who've already been into training on healthcare courses, and they've been adding value over years. So that is why after due scrutiny, they were allowed to provide continuing professional education for nurses. So I will just read out what we have on our list, which has been published, and you can also get this from our website. One of them is London Professional Training Center, and they've been given approval to run programs on clinical skills for nurses and midwives, leadership and management, mental health, perioperative nursing, and pediatric nursing. Healthcare Leadership Academy, they've been given approval to run a program on patient-centered care. NANDA is usually common once in a while, and as they come up, of course, application would be done, and that was approved by the board for use. Lead Nurse International was given approval to run a conference, and as they have any conference, they will also apply to the council for approval after due consideration. Nursing World was also given approval to run programs on basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, clinical nursing practice, onshore, offshore, medic health course. And Global Nurses International in Rivers State was given approval to run program on basic and advanced life support for nurses and midwives. And then, of course, London Professional Training in Edo State. The other one was in Lagos, was also given approval. And then, in addition to the World Continuing Education Alliance that we have now, that is running the online program. So all these are approved programs by the council. So within this period, anybody that has been able to have a certificate from this organization, at least one, can use it. And then for those who are doing the World Continuing Education Alliance program, many people have asked, how can we upload, because most of those programs come in a package of 1 hour. Some have said, how can we upload 30 certificates? You're not required to upload 30 certificates. Rather, what you just do is to generate a course summary report. And that course summary report will highlight all the courses you've taken, and then the total hours too are indicated. And it will just be like 1.5 pages. And that is just what you will forward to the council. And then the department will use it in renewing your license. So we encourage all nurses to make use of this opportunity to ensure that they are up to date, so that we'll be able to work towards achieving the original goal of the mandatory continuing professional development, to help us to perform our work of rendering qualitative service, no matter where we are, at tertiary, secondary, primary health level, and adding value to our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Dontre, the Head of Department, Planning, Research, and Statistics of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. The next person to talk now is the Project Director of the World Continuing Education Alliance. As a matter of fact, we are going to the presentation now, and he will be the first to do the first presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome on board Mr. Greg Fitzpatrick, on the way from Spain. Mr. Greg, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Falati. Good morning, everybody. Register, previous speakers, thank you very much for affording us the opportunity to speak at today's important meeting. Just to give some more background to the actual project and what we're doing. I'm actually joined today also by a colleague, Cherokee Hillman, who will be actually taking us through a visual presentation of the mobile app and the online platform, and then we'll subsequently maybe go into some questions and answers. But the Wcea is a technology company that's formed a partnership with the International Council of Nurses to build capacity in CPD and lifelong learning using technology. So we initiated this project, as Margaret said, at the 2019 ICN conference in Singapore, where we initiated conversations with councils, primarily in sub-Saharan Africa, to start this project to tie in with 2020 Year of the Nurse and Midwife, and investing in nursing and midwifery. So we began this project in January 2020, and as Margaret said, we currently have over 25,000 nurses using the resources and over 135,000 courses completed. It involves an online platform, so you can study on your desktop, or also a mobile application, which importantly allows you to download and study courses in an offline mode. We've formed educational partnerships with some of the most respected organizations around the world, the likes of the Royal College of Nursing, Royal College of Midwives, NHS, Health Education England, and we're constantly bringing new educators on board. So we've recently signed a partnership with Johns Hopkins School of Public Health in America, and we're constantly bringing more educators on board. We currently have about 266 courses hosted on the platform. As a commitment to the council, we're adding 50 new courses on a monthly basis. to add the depth required to fill all the specialty areas. So essentially, that's a bit of background on the company, the project. We've also started working with 17 other nursing councils in the region. So the project is up and running. We've over 200,000 nurses now using the platform, and nearly 700,000 courses completed to date since the end of January. So we're going to take you through a very short visual presentation of the mobile application, the features and functions, and on the online platform. So my colleague Cherokee Hillman is kindly going to take us through a visual presentation right now. Mr. Faladi, could you just ensure that Ms. Hillman has the ability to share her screen, please?
I think she can do that. All right, thank you, Greg. Can we have the Cherokee coming up?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me today. However, I'm afraid I'm unable to share my screen. Can the host please enable this for me?
Okay. Can you try now, please?
Yes, that's great. Thank you. Okay, so this is a simulator of the mobile application. When we log in, this is the first thing that we will see, which is our homepage. Within our homepage, we'll be able to see a list of recommended courses. Below, we'll have our notifications area. We will receive notifications when new courses have been added. If we would like to see all the available courses, we can click on View All or on the search loop below. They both will take us to the same place. Here we have all the available courses. We can scroll through them, or we have a search banner above. Over here, we also have our filter menu. You can filter the content down by role, course group, or topic. If we would like further information on a course, all we need to do is click on top. And here we'll be presented with further information, such as the star ratings, the specialties that are deemed relevant to the subject of this course. And if we come below, we'll see a course description and any author information. If we would like to take this course, all we need to do is click on the download button. Our course will then begin to download, and it's important to note that we can take this course offline as long as we do have a steady internet connection to download the course. So if we have limited internet connection, while we are connected, we can come into the app and download as many courses as we would like to later on take offline. So an example would be, I've just downloaded this course, and as we can see, I now have the option to take the course. However, if I would like to take it later on with or without an internet connection, I'm going to come back to my homepage. I can find my downloaded courses in what we call our wallet, which is just down here, this icon. Within our wallet, we will have all the courses which we have downloaded and are waiting for us to take them. When we're ready to take the course, we can come in here and click on top. Then all we need to do is click on Take Course. Once we have successfully completed the course and its exam, they will then be stored in our education tracker. Our education tracker can be found just going back to our homepage, and our menu below is the last icon on the far right. Within our education tracker, we'll have listed all our successfully completed courses with their certificates. If we would like to download our certificate, all we need to do is click on top. Another window will then open and our certificate will be loaded. Within our education tracker, we can also add external education in this plus icon just above. From here, we can log any external education we may have taken outside the mobile app. This can include such things as practice hours, offline courses or seminars. All we need to do is fill in these details, such as the date which we completed this, the name, the format, the duration, and if there was an exam. If we have our certificate, we can upload the file here. If our certificate is paper-based, we can take a picture of the certificate and upload it in its place. And all we need to do is click submit. Then this course will be stored in our education tracker along with our other successfully completed courses. So it's a great way for us to have all our education stored in one place. It doesn't mean we actually had to take it on the app in order to store this information here. These are our main features of the mobile app. Next, I'm going to show you is the desktop version. So this will be for anyone using their PC instead of their mobile device. It's fairly similar. As we saw previously, this is our homepage. We have our list of highest ranked courses. And below, we have a list of the latest courses which have been added. In order to view all the available content listing, we can click on View All Courses. We can also click on the search loop above. Here we have the full content listing. Again, we can scroll through them. Or we have the same options as the mobile app, which is our search banner, or our filters, which we can filter the content down by specialty, by role, by course group, or by the topic. If we would like further information on a course, all we need to do is click on the More Info button. The only difference that the desktop version has towards the mobile application is that you do need an internet connection in order to take a course. As this is a desktop browser, you do need a steady internet connection. That's the only difference. All the other functionalities work just the same. So as we can see, we don't have a download button here. We directly have the Take Course button. That's the only difference we can bear in mind. So here's the page where we're provided with further information. Again, we have our star ratings, the specialties that are deemed relevant to the subject of this course. Here we also have listed the duration. So we have an idea of how long it will take us to complete this course. However, if we don't have time to complete it in one setting, we can leave the course halfway. When we come back, it will remember where we left off and we can continue from there. We also have comments from other users who have successfully completed the course and have decided to leave some feedback for other users to revise. You'll be able to see that here. Below, we have a course description, objectives, and author information. If you would like to take the course, all we need to do is click on the Take Course button. In the desktop version, we don't have our wallet section as we don't download courses. As we need the internet connection, we take them directly from the course area, so we don't have the wallet section. If we would like to find our education tracker, This will be found in our menu just above. So once we have successfully completed a course, it will be stored in here. Once again, here we have our education tracker, similar to as we saw previously in our mobile app. We have all our education which is completed listed here, along with the date in which we completed this course. And in order to download our certificate, we just need to click on top and we'll be prompted to download it just as we saw previously. We have our external education feature just within our education tracker as well. This can also be found in our menu above. As we saw previously, we just need to fill in these fields, such as the date of completion, the education name, the format, and if we had an exam. Again, we have our option to add our certificate. These are all the main features that our both mobile app and desktop version have to offer. Craig, I believe I can hand back over to you unless there's anything else which you would like me to go over today.
Yes, please, sure. Okay, if you could just show the summary report there, please. Thank you.
Yes, of course. The summary report downloads a CSV file which contains all the information for the completed courses. We just need to click it and this will download to our PC. My apologies, it's a PDF, not a CVS file. And as we can see here, we have all the courses which we've completed, the exam attempts, our exam pass rate, and the format. We also have our duration, and up here we have the total amount of CPD hours which we have completed. Was that all, Craig?
Yes, that's everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Falade, I believe that's the end of the presentation, unless you have any other questions or.
Thank you very much, Cherokee. Thank you, Greg. We are grateful for the presentation, and I want to believe in the course of the program, a number of questions that will come up, you'll be given opportunity to answer a couple of them. However, I will encourage that you take note of some of the comments and the questions that the participants are sending on chat so that you can put them together later and respond to them appropriately. Thank you very much. Next thing now is on online application for renewal. This will be presented by myself, and I will quickly run through the application for renewal. We've been getting a number of mails from nurses and midwives all over the country, even outside the country, and we'll give a brief presentation on that. I want to believe you are seeing my screen. Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can take note of them. There will be a time for question and answers at the end of the 4 presentations. My presentation is on online license renewal application. And I want to know that Council has a vision, and our vision is to be the foremost regulatory council with the best nursing and midwifery professionals in the world. And our mission is to promote and maintain excellence in nursing and midwifery education and practice in Nigeria in line with global best practices. Today, We are happy to let you know that Council started the online application for indexing and examinations in 2012 with the hope that other services or applications will be added in phases. Currently, our indexing are done online. Our exam applications are done online. Results released to schools are also done online since 2017. We started out 2017. And the registration are also done online. The services are available online. The licenses of all nurses, the newly qualified nurses and midwives, we started producing that with online application in 2017. But in August 2019, license renewal application commenced fully. The goal is to ensure that all our services, the core services, are done online, so that to make the client that we serve apply for any service at their convenience. However, we need to know some of the requirements on the license portal, renewal portal. The first thing we need to know is that for you to start, you need to have your registration number handy. And every applicant on that platform must have an active email address. It's very important. Also, active phone numbers. Then you need to have on your device that you are using to access the site, the scanned recent passport photograph with white background, and it should not be more than 100 KB, and it should be on JPEG or PNG format. That's for the passport photograph to be attached on the application. Then you are also expected to have scanned certificate of registration issued by council, not certificate issued by your school, or certificate issued by National Military Council of Nigeria. And this document should be less than or equals to 200 KB, 200 kilobytes, and it must be in JPEG, PNG, or PDF format. Yes, PDF is acceptable. Also, the certificate of CPD is to also be saved on your system or the device that you are to use. Whether the one from Wcea, in the case of Wcea, what you need is course summary reports and not certificates. And then you must make sure that your device have a stable internet connection for you to have a seamless experience on the application. Now you can use your preferred browser to access the site. I always advise that you go to the site via our website. Our website is on Nmcn, www.nmcn.gov.ng. And I encourage everyone to access the site through through the council's website. This is the homepage of our website. Then at the top right corner of the website page, the homepage, you will see license renewal there. And once you click on it, then it will lead you to the homepage of the portal, where you have a nurse holding a child. Then after that, if you are the first user of the application, or you are coming to use it for the very first time, you have to click on registered now or click on register. That is not login because you don't have the login details yet. So the very first thing to do is to register, to activate your account. Then you now can now have your username and password. Then once you click on register, it leads you to this stage to sign up a form. And here you are expected to select your specialty and to select or insert your registration number and your surname. On the specialty, there are 3 specialties there that council consider as primary specialty, primary qualification. It's either you are a nurse or you are a midwife. It's either you did your nursing first or your midwifery first. Also, in the past, we have some people who also do it, their psychiatry program as the first qualification. So these are the 3 that we have at the moment as the primary qualification. So we've been receiving a number of complaints on that my qualification is not listed on the specialty. If you have any of the qualification listed, just select this and provide a registration number of that qualification for you to have access. It's also important to note that the surname you are providing should be the surname on your certificate. It's very important. And if you have not done change of name with council, don't put your current surname. Put the name that council have in our register. Then the moment you input that, then you click on send me a code. Then a code will be sent to your phone number and email. You may ask, where did we get this phone number? Recall during the professional update form, council asked you to complete, sometimes in 2017, you are expected to provide your phone number and your email address. So a number of us provided our phone number, and that's the phone number that is imported from that site on this portal now. So if you didn't provide email address or a valid phone number, you may not get the code. We also have issues around the code, people not receiving the code via phone, the registered phone number. It is because, one, maybe the DND, do not disturb features is activated on that number. And so because of that, you may not get the code. But you will receive the code if you have the active email address registered on POF. Is almost instantly that you will receive that. And perhaps you didn't receive the code in your inbox, you are expected to check the spam folder. In most cases, sometimes your account may see the mail as a spam message, and so it will drop it in spam. So if you didn't see it in your email, check the spam folder. Then the moment you insert the code, it's a 6-digit code, then you'll be able to proceed to step 3. Step 3, this is where you now put in your username and password. The username here could be anything you want. It is your choice to put something you can easily remember. You can put in your email address if that is what you can easily remember, or put in your surname or whatever name you want to be your username, and put in the password. I think the password should not be less than 5 digits, 5 characters. And you confirm the password, you submit it, and that's all. Many of the complaints we've been receiving has been that people forget their username or forget the password. Well, the functionality is there, but unfortunately, many of us, we are not taking note of the username. And so I encourage every one of us to put in something you can easily remember, so that anytime you need to log in, you will be able to log in. So the system will tell you successfully created account, and it tell you log in to your portal. Then the username and password you have created by yourself, just insert the username, put a password, then you're able to log into your site. Your home page will open, your account will open, and to confirm is your account, you will actually see your name there, and under your name you see your PIN. These are the only information that will be there. And on the profile, you are seeing three major features there: profile information, qualification, and license status. On the profile information, once you log in, you see that requires your attention. And so what is expected of you is to start with that. You have to complete your profile first. And in completing your profile, you just click on it. And what you expect to complete are your personal details, that is your demographic information, that include the personal name, address, employment information, next of kin. And then you equally notice that once you open it, you see your surname and first name and date of birth written there, and these fields are not editable. You cannot edit your name, you cannot edit your date of birth. This is because this is the record we have in council, and we don't expect that to change except on request, especially name for people doing change of name. So you are expected to complete other fields, the middle name, select your gender, the marital status, the highest qualification in nursing. Now, it's important you note that in the highest qualification in nursing, there are 3 or 4 qualifications listed there. We are interested in the qualification you have in nursing. You may have masters in other field, you may have PhD in other field, but our interest here is qualification you have in nursing. So if you are only having RN, you are only registered nurse, or you register other post-basic program, that's an HND qualification. But if you are licensed community midwives, then that is ND. Then if you have degree in nursing, you select BSc. If you have PGDE or PGDM, postgraduate diploma in nursing, you can select that. Master's is also there, and PhD is also there. So just like I've said, our interest is in nursing, not other qualification you have outside nursing. Provide your email address there, provide the phone number, your country of origin, your state of origin, your local government of origin. Also, we have a passport to be uploaded. I told you earlier that the passports must be less than 100 KB. And the other specification there, it should be on white background. No eyeglasses expected of a passport on a passport. No dangling earrings. The men are not expected to wear cap. The passport, we need your full face. So please, men, let's take note of that. However, for women, religious head covering is allowed for religious purposes only. And so we expected that your full face should be seen on the passport. Then you click on next. The next one asks you about your contact address and your permanent address, which you are expected to just complete. The next one talks about your employment. And on employment, there are 3 things there. It's either you are employed or unemployed or retired. So select the one that is applicable to you. If you are employed, then further information will be requested from you to supply. But if you are unemployed and you're retired, then no further information will be requested from you on the employment information. Then still on the employment, if you are filling the field that is asking you the name of your employer, we have observed that a number of us that have completed that, we are putting the name of our employer wrongly. The name of the employer we expect there is the name of the organization, not the name of the CMD, Chief Medical Director, or the head of the organization. Like in my own case now, I'm a staff of Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. So my employer is Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. So if you are working with Usman Dafodio University Teaching Hospital, that is your employer. Or you are working with Lagos University Teaching Hospital, that is your employer, and not your CMD. If you are equally working with a private organization, the name of the organization is your employer, and not the CMD or the owner of the organization. So please let's take note of that while completing that part. Then the next of kin, you provide that the name, the first name, and your relation with him or the individual. It's just for easy consult. So the moment that is done, you find that your profile, you read 100% in your account. Then the next part requiring attention will be your qualification. Then you click on it. Once you click on your qualification, from a 0, it will lead you to where you have to update that. And the first thing you see there, if you're applying for license renewal, you observe that all your qualifications are listed, especially the ones you've put you've provided during your professional update form some times ago. So if you provided one, you may not see more than one. So if you have 2 qualifications, you have 2 there. However, even if you have 5 and it's only one is showing, there is provision for you to add the rest. Now, the qualification we are referring to here are the ones council issue. And so please take note of that. We are not interested in your degree certificate here, but certificate you read. For instance, if you are a registered nurse, you have a registration number. You cannot edit your registration number, but you can provide the name of the institution, date of exam, registration date, and you upload the certificates. Also on this part, you are at liberty to select, especially if you have more than one qualification, to select whichever one you want to be on the front page, to appear on the front page of your license. So in my own case, if I am a public health nurse, I'm a nurse and a midwife, so I can decide to select midwives to be on the front page of my license. Then the remaining qualification will be at the back. So please, let's take note of that. The moment that is done, in doing that, you need to also upload your certificates. The document you have to upload should not exceed 200 KB, just like I've said earlier, and it could be in JPEG, PNG, or PDF version or format. Moving forward, you can add, just like I has it, and you can edit. You provide the name of your institution, the state of your institution, the name. You don't need to type the name, you just select. The names are already populated there. And you select the dates, the qualification, month and year, the registration date, and you upload the certificate. Then once that is done, you see that the qualification will read 100%. And to show you the number of qualifications that you have updated. So it's very important. If you're applying for renewal, if you have 3 qualifications and you want the 3 qualifications to be on your license, it's important you update the 3. So if you have 3 and updated only 1, it's only 1 that will show on your license. So let's take note of that. Then after that, the next thing is to just select apply for renewal. So click on that, and to lead you to tell you the amount you are to pay, the time your license expired. With the system will automatically calculate the total amount. And you are at liberty to also select the preferred geographical zone to collect your license. One good thing about this application is that council have decentralized the collection points. So you are not restricted to only council offices. You can now collect at the office of the Director of Nursing in the states. Also, you can collect at the NAM state office. These are the options you have on the site. You have to also select the CPD that you have attended, especially if you are not exempted. And there are a number of categories of exemption that we have. So if you are to be exempted, then it's either you are running a program currently, you are in school, a full-time program in conventional university, or you are running a postgraduate program currently, or you are a nurse, or you are one of the nurses in diaspora. These are the people that are exempted from our regular MCPDP, but these people can do the online CPD that are available. Furthermore, you are to select the kind of CPD you are or as applicable to you. If you are probably in the exemption category or you have attended the CPD, you select that and you provide that. At the moment, only 3 credits is the minimum requirement for license renewal for CPD. But before now, it has been 6 credits. So the system already have the list of approved MCPDP or CPD on the council portal. So you select the type, select the organizer, the module, and the duration of the period, the program, and you upload the certificates. And once that is done, you see the document that is uploaded, and you can actually preview that. And the system will tell you the worth of that CPD, whether it's 3 or 1 credit or 3 credits unit. And you can now decide on how you want to pay. Whether online or through bank. It doesn't really matter the options you select. The most important thing is to select one for you to get your remitter reference retriever. So it's important that you select one, and once you get that, it will give you the RRR. So once you have the RRR, you can decide which other option you have on which convenient option for you to make the payment, whether to go to the bank or to make the payment using your mobile phone or your internet banking or use your debit card. All these are available. Once you have the RRR, you can always do that. So whether to apply for change of name or to pay for license renewal. The next question is, what is the next thing after payment? From the applicant end, there is nothing to do from your end than to just watch out to keep monitoring your account on when any of the documents you attach are approved. Your CPD, check whether it's approved. You observe your accounts, whether the CPD has been approved, or the qualification that you attach has also been approved. Then once you get approval on that, you also watch out for when the expiring date on your license will change. The moment it changes, then that gives you impression that the card has been produced. So the moment the card has been, then you need to wait and confirm from where you want to pick up your license. However, you need to also take note that your collection points will determine when you get the license at the collection point you selected, your preferred collection site. If your preferred collection site is in Lagos, you may not get it immediately because it has to take a while before we transport it to Lagos or any place outside Abuja. But if it's in Abuja, we can guarantee that you can get it almost immediately. If you have any other questions or a difficulty or challenges, you have to send us a message. When you log on to that platform, you scroll down, you see the support there, and you click on send us a message. But before you send us a message, read the FAQ, the frequently asked question, to be sure that your concern has not been answered. So if it has not been answered, then you can now send us a message. But if it has been answered, there is no point sending us a message. For now, that is the end of my presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, so grateful for your attention. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being there. The next presentation will be on common reason for disapprovals of license renewal application. And that will be done by Mr. Adigun Rotimi. Over to you, Mr. Adigun. I thought it's you have a speaker inside. Okay, so it's like
quickly, I will be taking us through the reasons, common reasons for disapproval of license application. Firstly, I want to start on the existing protocol. I want to recognize the presence of the registrar and other directors. So now to the subject, common reasons for rejections or disapproval of renewal application in Nursing and Midwifery Council. Renewal of professional license for registered nurses is done every 3 years. Nurses are expected to renew their licenses after the expiration period with the sums of 10,500. And after the 3-month period of grace, the applicant is expected to pay addition of 5,250 naira as penalty. Each year of expiration of license attracts 5,250. Process for renewal of license. If you want to apply for renewal of license, these are the process. The first thing is initiate online application for license renewal on https://license.nmcn.gov.ng. Then the second thing is upload scanned copy of original recent colored passport photograph with white background. Then you upload scanned copy of original certificate of registration issued by council. Upload scanned copy of original certificate of attendance of mandatory continuous professional development program, that is MCPDP. Payment of 10,500 for renewal and penalty of 5,250 for each year of default on Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria through website, through remitter on the renewal portal. Requirement for renewal application. So these are the reasons why your passport may be rejected, why your applications may be rejected. The first thing is we want to talk about the passport. For your application not to be rejected, you need to upload colored passport with white background. Then there should be no eyeglasses, no cap for men, no hair tie for women except for religious reasons, like the Muslims using hijab or the Christian sisters. Those are the people that are permitted to cover their hair. All facial features must be visible, including the ears. No bogus hairstyle, and the ear must be well packed. Then another point is continuous nursing education program. These are mandatory continuing professional development program, that is MCPDP, and other continuous education program approved by council. For renewal applications, 6 credit units of continuing education program are required, out of which 3 credit units must be MCPDP, and the other 3 must be from other approved educational programs. An example of such are NAM certificate, NAM Scientific Conference, West African College of Nursing, World Continuous Education Alliance, and so on. Then we need to note this, that 3 CU of any approved continuing education program is acceptable for now due to the issue of the pandemic. For renewal application with World Continuing Education Alliance, that is WCEA program, 30 contact hours is required. And you are to upload the course summary report using the link below to download the summary course from the WCEA website. And the link is there. Then exceptions for continuing education programs. Who are those that are exempted? Applicants running full-time program in any approved institution, either the post-basic program or degree program or postgraduate program. Those are the applicants that are accepted. And what are the requirements? Admission letter, introduction letter from the head of the department of the institution, then student identity card. Then the other people that may be exempted are applicants who have just completed a full-time program, either the post-program or postgraduate program, post-basic program, or the degree program. And what the requirement for this is certificate or statement of results within 12 months of completion of the program. Then another thing that may cause disapproval of the renewal applications are certificate of all professional qualification from council or notification of registration. This must be attached. If you don't attach this, then your application will be rejected. We discovered that a lot of people that have graduated for years, more than 10, 20 years, a lot of them will still upload notification. That is not acceptable. Any applicant above 5 years of graduation, notification of certificate will not be accepted. Then payment, on the issue of payment must be made through remitter using the RRR code generated in the course of the application. We discovered that a lot of applicants will go through remitter, they will just go and generate remitter, and later they will go on with the application. It does not work in that form. What you need to do in the process of your application for online renewal, there is a code, RRR code, that will be generated when you get to the level of payment. Just copy that RRR code and use it to make your payment. Any other RRR code will not be accepted. Then lastly, on that, I want to talk on nurses in diaspora. What are those things that they need for their license not to be rejected, for their license application not to be rejected? The first thing is resident permit or international driver's license. Then another thing is visa page. They need to upload their visa page. Then another thing that they need to upload is their international passport. And the last one is continuing education programs. So any continuing education program from wherever you are is accepted. So these are the common reasons why your applications may be rejected. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Adhering. You've done an excellent job. The next person to come on board will present, and that's actually the last presentation. She will talk on the change of name, and the person to present this is no other person than Mrs. Wcea Olaniro. Over to you, Mrs. Olaniro.
Hello. Good afternoon, all. Video, please. I would like to present on the next presentation, which is change of name, online application for change of name, and date of birth issues. If you can look at the screen, you can see that we are starting this presentation and it's just going to be very brief. Online application for change of name and date of birth issues presented by the council. Now we'll move on. Change of name is allowed in the record of the council. It is known everywhere that you can apply for it and it can be done. But some conditions must be met in order for the name to be legally changed in the council. The purpose for this presentation is to make sure that we are all on the same page in our application for change of name. This can be done online, and for now, we are also accepting a manual application for change of name, which will be soon phased out. So the second point I would like us to know is that there are 5 cogent reasons for change of name as approved by the council. And each of these has recommendations to be fulfilled.
Change of name in the council attracts the payment of 8,750 naira. All applications for change of name are treated based on merit. So all you need to do is to just apply, and then it will be handled based on merit. Reasons for change of name. These are the 5 reasons that I talked about. First time marriage, divorce and reversal to maiden name, divorce and new marriage. What I mean by divorce and reversal to maiden name is if a woman, if there's a divorce case in a marriage and the woman wants to reverse back to the maiden name she was bearing or she was known as in the Nursing and Midwifery Council. This is the second condition. The third condition is about divorce and new marriage. That is, there was a divorce in the marriage and the same woman decided to marry another man. We are going to talk about the requirement for others. It is allowed for you to apply again for change of name in that context. The next one is death and reversal to maiden name. That is, if the spouse dies, then you want to reverse to the maiden name. Also, death and new marriage. That is, the spouse dies and the woman feels like marrying another man. This is also allowed. You can change your name to the new man's name. Now, moving on to the process of online application for change of name. You have to initiate online application for change of name on the council's license portal, which is the HTTP that we already know, license.nmcn.gov.ng. For us to stress it more, it is written on the, it is already on the screen. So you can use that and log in to be able to apply for your change of name. You have to upload scanned copy of requirements as prompted based on the applicant's reason for change of name. Having told us the 5 reasons that we have for change of name, once we start with the application, you're going to see the requirements needed for each of these reasons. Then you'll be prompted adequately and at the right time to attach any scanned copy of requirements. Then the next one is the payment of 8,750 naira only via remitter using the remitter retrieval reference generated on the portal. This is the usual common RRL that we know. Now we move to these conditions. For the first time marriage, the requirements are as follows. You need your marriage certificate or affidavits of marriage. That is, you need a marriage certificate to the husband that is issued from court or from church, and also affidavits of marriage in the place of marriage certificate. The second requirement is affidavits of marriage if names are being compounded. And what I mean by this is when you want to compound your name. For example, you were bearing Filade Oluwaseun before as a single lady, and you got married to a man bearing Adhering as surname. So you want to add the man's surname to your father's name. That is, your father's name is Filade, and you want to join it to the husband's name, which is Adhering. That is what we are talking about when it comes to that compounded name. So for you to do this, you need to do an affidavit of marriage in addition to the marriage certificate. The affidavit of marriage, we all know, is sworn to in the court of law. Now, the next one is newspaper publication in a national daily. And I'm still going to stress this because it's part of the reasons change of name applications are always rejected. Newspaper publication should be in a national daily. And when I say national daily, I mean newspapers that come out daily in the country. I don't want to mention any name of newspaper now to avoid advertisement, but we all know the ones that come out daily. We do not want weekly newspaper or magazines or monthly newspapers. So I believe we understand that. Now we move on to the next condition, the next reason, which is divorce and reversal to maiden name. The requirements for these are the divorce papers, that is the paper that was issued, the final divorce papers issued to you in the court of law. Also, the second one is a marriage certificate or affidavits of that same previous marriage. We still want to see that and the divorce papers. Then you're going to do a newspaper publication in a national daily for your reversal to maiden name. That is, you're going to say that I formerly, your husband's surname, then now want to go back to your maiden name that you gave before. So if we have all these requirements, we can go ahead and effect a change based on merit. Then the next point is divorce and new marriage. The requirements are as follows. If you're divorcing a man and you want to get married to another, you have to present the marriage certificate or affidavits of marriage to the first husband. Then you're also presenting the divorce papers, and you now give divorce papers to the previous husband. Then you now present the marriage certificate and affidavits of marriage to the new husband. All these requirements are to be uploaded onto the portal so that we can view it from our hand and it can be processed. Newspaper publication is also not exempted. In this case, newspaper publication, we read that you were previously your husband's name, the previous husband's name, then you now want to bear the new husband's name. This is a reason why it's not going to be rejected. And the next one is death and reversal to maiden name. Requirements for this are marriage certificate to the deceased, death certificate, and the newspaper publication in a national daily, stating your name before and now moving to your maiden name. Next is death and new marriage. You have to present your marriage certificate to the deceased, the death certificate of the late husband, and the marriage certificate or affidavits of marriage to the new husband. Also, you put in your newspaper publication stating the change. Okay, now we have talked about the 5 conditions, the 5 reasons why you can apply for change of name. But these are the general requirements that we really need to stress. Compound names must be hyphenated in all the attached documents. And I've explained the compound name. Remember, I talked about Adhering and Filade. By the time you join these names, you have to put an hyphen. We have seen a lot of applications when an applicant, we want the 2 names reflecting, and at the same time have first name and second name, making it 4 names on a license or any other document from the council. This is not acceptable. So we are stating that you have to hyphenate any compound name you are requesting for. And it ought to be done on all these documents that we talked about. Sworn affidavits of marriage should be attached in addition to marriage certificate when applicant is requesting for a compounded name. If your names are to be compounded, you have to do a sworn court affidavit of marriage in order to add it to the marriage certificate. This will give you a more legal backing. Now we move to the full page of newspaper publication should be attached. You can notice that the full page was written in red. This is very important, as this is how we're going to know the kind of newspaper it is. So if you cut it off and you attach it, it might be rejected. So we're requesting for full page of newspaper publication. Also, newspaper publication for change of name should be in a national daily. I think I've already stressed this, that it shouldn't be a weekly or monthly stuff, or not even a magazine. So the next one is sworn affidavits of marriage should be attached if marriage certificate is not available. This is acceptable in every ramification. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is, you must have noticed that there are rejections and disapproval of some change of name applications. So you're wondering, that's why is the council rejecting? And we'd like to let you know the reasons these disapprovals and rejections are coming up. And it is for the essence of you to redress and do the right application so that you will not have any rejection issue. So these are the reasons. Incomplete requirements. Obviously, if these requirements are not complete, they will be rejected. Then change of first or middle name. If you're applying to change, you want to change your first name, also the middle name. At the same time, it will be rejected. Then change of name based on cultural or religious reasons are also not acceptable. The continued part of the reasons for rejection are wrong certificates. Why am I stressing wrong certificate? Some people will apply for change of name, and at the point of uploading marriage certificates, they'll make mistake and attach another thing. We have seen cases where people attach their professional certificates in place of marriage certificates. So this will be rejected. Incomplete page of newspaper publication, this I've talked about. It has to be a full page. Then publication for change of name made in a periodic print media and magazines. I have also talked about this. Uploading a sworn affidavit of change of name in place of affidavits of marriage. I would like to explain a little bit about this because we notice a lot of nurses mix this up. When it comes, we do not accept sworn affidavits of change of name in place of affidavits of marriage. And why are we stressing the affidavits of marriage? Affidavits of marriage is well detailed, stating that the marriage got the consent of the parents, their address, a lot of detailed information are there. The courts of law, from their wisdom, know how to write that. However, for affidavits of change of name, anybody can just go into a court and request for the name to be changed. Hence, we do not accept that. We only go with the affidavits of marriage. Now, the next point for rejection, the next reason, is uploading documents with unhyphenated names for applicants seeking change to compound names. For example, Adeni, Adamu. If you're compounding these names, you have to put an hyphen, which I said before. Okonko, hyphen, Ayedu. This is the exact way it should be on all your applications. I think with that, we've been able to talk about how you are to apply for change of name and the reasons why it's rejected. The next issue we just want to talk about a little bit is about date of birth. It's strongly recommended by the council that any date of birth provided at the point of indexing during training should be maintained throughout the course of the nurse's career. You do not have a reason to change your date of birth for whatsoever reason. In fact, why do we have to change our date of birth? We all know that we are born in one day, and all of us are aware of that. It is in fact the policy of the council that the date of birth provided by a student should be used in all the documents issued by Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, for example, license and verification. Hence, no nurse or midwife is expected to request for a change of date of birth. I think this is becoming a trend that people are requesting for change for whatsoever reason that is known to them. But I also want to state this, that however, issues surrounding disparities in date of birth of names could be attended to by the council by writing to the Secretary General, Registrar of the Council. Evidences of discrepancies should also be attached to the request. Requests of this nature are always scrutinized, screened, and treated based on merits. So this is to let us know that in as much as we stick to the right date of birth, we should all the time know that a date that has been supplied by to the council as your bona fide date of birth should be maintained throughout the course of your nursing career. If you have any issue, you can send this in writing to the council, and it will be treated based on merit. I want to thank you all for listening to this, and I say kudos to all nurses fighting COVID-19. God bless you.
Stop the screen. Thank you, Wcea, for that wonderful presentation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow nurses, we are indeed grateful for your patience and for your willingness to get more information from Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. We are indeed grateful for that. However, we've been receiving a number of questions, and from the platform too, we've been answering some. And so you can check the Q&A on your screen for you to see some of the updates on the questions asked. However, we'll take some few questions now, and we'll attend to you. Let me quickly take a few questions on online renewal of license. Some of the frequently asked questions are the ones I'm going to talk about. At the moment, we understand many of our nurses all over the world have sent us mails. And I want to appeal to us, if you are sending a mail, just send a single mail. We have thousands of mails that we have received. Over 1,500 mails are pending now. And we found that the same thing are recurring every now and then. Some individuals send mails more than once on the same thing. So we encourage you to just send mail once and you will get response as soon as possible. So to start with, I'm sharing my screen now. People have been asking, should I wait for approval? Should I wait for approval of my uploaded qualification online before applying for change of name or renewal of license, or even before making payments on the portal? The answer is no. Payment must be made before you can expect any approval. on the portal, on any application done. The second one, how many WCA CPD courses or certificate do I need to apply? Do I need to have, or do I need to apply for license renewal? The answer is, you are not limited to the number of courses you can take on Wcea CPD platform, but the minimum required for license renewal is 30 hours. Please note that it is 30 hours and not 30 certificates. You may have up to 30 certificates and may not be up to 30 hours. So please take note of that. How do I upload 30 certificates of Wcea CPD on the portal? The truth is that it is basically impossible for you to upload the 30 certificate on that platform at the moment. So what you are expected to upload, it is not certificates, but course summary reports. And Greg, the WCA official have actually made that presentation, telling us on how we can generate that. So please, let's take note of that. You are not uploading certificates. What you are to upload is course summary report. The next one, how do I make payments for renewal of license online? We are seeing several questions, these questions coming up more often. The answer is, you must apply for change of name or license renewal on the portal first, to the point of getting your RRR, that's the remitter retrieval reference. Then you can now decide on the payment option that you prefer. The important thing is for you to have the RRR. Once you have the RRR, you can decide to go to the bank or pay online using your card, or use your internet banking or mobile banking to pay on remitter platform. Once you have the RRR, you can choose whichever method you want that is convenient for you to make your payment. So I encourage every one of us to apply for either change of name or license renewal on the portal to the point of getting the RRR. Once you have the RRR, copy the RRR in your account, in your license account, and use it to initiate payment, either on remitter sites or at the bank. Please, you must not generate RRR outside the portal. Whatever payment you are making, the RRR must be done from that portal. Because any RRR made outside the portal, what it means is that you have to do the paper application. You cannot upload payment receipt of RRR made outside on that portal. I got a feedback in my license account to contact Nmcn because I have not renewed, you are not renewing your license for a long period. Who do I contact? Send us a mail with your expired license as attachment via support link. The support link is on the portal. You can, if you scroll down on the portal, the homepage of the portal, you will see the support link there. And you are expected to do that, to just click on it and send it. The next question is, I've made payments on remitter payment before applying online, but there is nowhere to upload the receipt on the portal. What? The answer to this is that if you have made payment before applying online for online license renewal, then you have to complete a paper application form for license renewal. So you cannot pay before going online. So payment has to be done after you have done the application online. Why are some nurses not receiving the authentication code required for creation of their accounts with Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria? Well, the answer to this is one, if your phone number that you registered, you used to register on POF, professional update form, sometimes in 2017, you are no longer use it, you won't get it. Or you provided a wrong phone number at that time. Also, if you didn't provide an email, you may not get that. Another reason is if your email address you provided is also wrong, you will not also get it. Then the last reason is that if you activate DND on your number, that is, do not disturb features on your number, is done by some of these private service provider of this network, you will not get the code. So these are reasons why a number of us have not been getting it. Some of us will be sending me that you have changed your email, you have changed your phone number, and these are reasons why people are not receiving code. However, if you have not received code, send us a mail on the support, then we'll address that as soon as possible. I will stop here and allow Greg to give further information at the disposal, especially based on some of the questions that have been asked on Wcea for him to answer. Over to you, Greg. Greg, are you there? Okay, while we are waiting for him.
Sorry, Olanihi. I stepped away from my PC for a minute. Apologies.
Hello, Greg.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Based on some of the questions asked, I would like to hear some of the feedback from you on Wcea CPD.
What questions in particular, Olanihi?
Okay. There is no particular question for now, but probably you have an update to give us more before you leave. That's why I'm actually calling you.
Sure. I think it's important that those that haven't registered yet know where to register. Olanihi. So I've shared the registration page that we've created for nurses and midwives in Nigeria. So maybe you can circulate that to everybody afterwards so that everyone knows where to come. It's also important that they know where to come if they've got issues. So we have a live chat on the website, and we also have support at Wcea Education that can help people that have issues with certificates or usernames and passwords, etc. We do have a forgot password and forgot username, both on the app and the online version at the moment. Okay, so and we are, as we've discussed previously with Margaret, we are building in the summary report into the mobile app, which will be from part of the app in the next 2 weeks. Okay, at the moment it's currently only available within the online version.
All right, thank you, Greg. Thank you for the updates. Also on that, we are working on a a situation whereby you will not even need to upload anything. At the moment, the team of developers of council are working in such a way that after taking any course on Wcea CPD, you will see those courses you have taken in your license account. Efforts are on to conclude that, and our team of developers are currently working on that.
Olani, I think the main questions are about access and the summary report, and I think we've covered those. Olani, we'll also share some manuals and video video presentations of the app ourselves. Okay, so we'll share that with you after the meeting so that they can be circulated too.
Hello. All right. Mr. Clark, how are you? Maybe he has gone.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Clark. Good afternoon. How are you? What's wrong with it? Oh, because of the light. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Chris.
Continue to talk.
All right, Ms. Chris, how are you? I want to use this medium to thank you for the support and the partnership that you have given to Nigerian nurses. On behalf of the management, I wish to use this medium to thank you most sincerely for the opportunity that you gave to our Nigerian nurses and midwives. That is great, especially at this pandemic period. Indeed, you have solved a lot of problems to us, and that has allowed many Nigerian nurses to renew their practice license without creating backlog. So on behalf of the management, we want to thank CEA for this opportunity, and I hope this relationship or the partnership was sustained even after the 2 years period. So we are grateful for all this opportunity that you gave us, and we are proud of you. I assure you, Council will continue to partner with you for the interests of Nigerian nurses and Nigerians at large. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Registrar. Much appreciated. We look
right.
Forward to a long-term relationship with Council.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All the best. Bye.
Take care.
All right. Thank you. So distinguished nurses and midwives, Nigerian nurses and midwives, I'm sure this opportunity has given you that we created has now resolved and respond to so many of your questions. And I'm sure Claudia and other co-staff, they're responding all your questions and other related issues. I will continue to. I want to assure you, we are going to create additional another opportunity, another time, if possible, probably fortnightly, so that we'll create this opportunity for interaction and I will continue to respond to your questions diligently, especially as all our activities have been deployed online, and we hope to serve you better, and we respond to all your challenges until we solve. And I want to urge the nurses that are not computer, please, you need to do that, because very soon we're going to close the manual renewal component and we can sustain only online components. So if you are not there, you're on your own. For those nurses that are yet to update your FOB, please, you better do so, because without FOB, you cannot have the opportunity to renew your license online. And if you look at the platform has created opportunity for you, while you're even in your own bedroom, you can renew your license, get delivered to you anywhere you want the license to be delivered to you. It will be delivered by council, because we have the 7 zonal offices, and zonal offices will deliver it to our respective institutions or Department of Nursing at the state hospital and the teaching hospitals. So this is how we have designed it, and we will continue to serve you better. I believe those that have completed online application forms, I wish to inform you that you can visit various, all our zonal offices, because we dispatched over 7,000 licenses in the last 2 weeks to various zones. So please contact your numerous states, DNSs, and the zonal offices and collect your license as you have. I'm talking about those that applied online, those that have also sent the manual manually to the zonal offices. You are also free to contact the zonal offices and collect your license. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for your participation. We'll continue to serve you better. Thank you.
Thank you, the registrar, for that remark. At this time, I will call on the director and HOD Education Department, the person of Mrs. Margaret Eze, if she still has 1 or 2 things to add to some of the issues raised.
Thank you very much, Mr. Filade. It's been a good time out here. I just picked on a question on a chat that a participant put on the screen, which says, if at all I exceed 30 contact hours, will I be penalized? No, I want to reassure that participant that the minimum that the council requires for renewal during this pandemic is 30 contact hours, which is 3 credit units. They can go as high as 100 if they can. Is for their enrichment, their own knowledge that they are acquiring. Council will just take 30 contact hours. So there is no penalty. They are encouraged to go on, learning. There are so many materials out there that they can, use and gain knowledge and even skills. There's no penalty to it. So I just want to reassure that the participant that put that on the screen. Some of the issues raised concerning the CPD, how the course summary is going to be done. I quite understand the predicament of people who have taken courses, having to download and print 30 certificates, sometimes more than that, in order to accumulate 30 contact hours. That is essentially what we are working with, the project directors. And I'm very sure that in a few weeks' time, we should be able to come up to a stage where, just as they showed us on the screen this morning when they were doing a demo, where you can put together everything that you have done and be able to print, accumulate them to 3 credit units, so that you don't have to print so many certificates to present to the council. That is our target. That is what we want to do. Other people are asking questions as to after the 2 years, what will happen. I would say for now, let us make use of the available opportunity. 2 years is still far. This program was launched in January of 2020, and it's going to last to 2022. And by that time, we are hoping that if there are organizations and agencies that are interested, they can, fund it to sustain it for a further time. But while it is still running, I encourage you to make best use of the opportunity. From our records, we have well over 105,000 nurses that are active and practicing in the register. But what I told you this morning is just about a quarter, 25,000, have keyed into this online. So there's still room for other nurses to benefit from this program as much as they can. The other technical issues are what Philade had earlier explained, and the project directors also during the demo, they have addressed them. Although those who joined late, I'm sure are the people raising all these charts. And unfortunately, we can't go back to take the demo. So is what they will communicate personally when they are engaged in the courses. If they encounter any problem, they can go to the support area and channel their complaints there, and the things will be sorted out. So I also want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. Philade for this initiative, and then particularly the registrar for approving it. I'd like to thank every nurse who has taken out time to be here, with us. I'm sure you have gained one or two things. You have also, we have also been able to answer one or two of your concerns as far as the Nursing Council is concerned. So we are hoping that this will become more frequent, and we will be learning from each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director. Education and Head of Department, Education Department of the Council. Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me also allow the Head of Department, Planning, Research and Statistics, if he has any further remark, especially on some of the issues raised on Q&A.
Thank you very much, Philade. I think most of the issues have been covered, but I have seen some questions here on when the council will start online verification. The council is working hard on that, and immediately the arrangements are through, all the nurses will be informed. We are working hard on that. The online activities had to be phased, so we were taking it bit by bit so that we can cover all our various activities. And for the other ones, all the issues raised have been highlighted. And then issues of genuine, somebody talked about genuine change of name. If there is any issue, please apply to the registrar, and then there is a special committee that will look at that, and then you will be advised accordingly. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to thank the nurses too for hooking on to listen, and I hope that it has helped them to resolve some of the queries that they had in mind. Thank you.
HOD Planning, Research and Statistics, Mr. Emmanuel Dondre. Distinguished nurses and midwives out there, we are so grateful seeing you participating in this maiden webinar program of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. We are so sorry once again for starting late. We started at around almost 11:30 or thereabout, and now we have spent 2 hours. And it's important we keep to our word. We said it's going to be 2 hours. The registrar made it clear that this is just the first, and you'll see more of this in the coming days. The council operates an open door policy, and the registrar we have in place is open for discussion and constructive criticism. I encourage every one of us to criticize us. We may not be moving the way you want us to move, but the truth is that we are actually moving. And it's important that you support us. We are open to criticism, but when you are criticizing, make your criticism a constructive one so that we can all benefit from it. It is all our council. So nurses and midwives out there, you are part of the stakeholders, and we appreciate you being there. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to hear from Mrs. Eze, the HOD Education. I think he has one or two things to say before we round up.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, Mr. Filade. I just want to chip in because this, I've seen a lot of chat coming up as to, can council send this to email? Can council send this interaction to their emails? And looking at the number of people who participated, at a time we were close to 740, now about 500 and something. I just want to ask if it is possible, since we recorded it, to put it on council's website, that people can go back there to listen to it, to see the record, recorded interaction, if it is possible, just to meet their request.
All right, thank you very much, Ma. As we speak now, we are streaming it live on YouTube.
Okay.
And this the organization that made this happen is Nothing on Air. They collaborated with council to stream it live on YouTube. Okay. So it's available, it will be available even after the program on YouTube for those who are interested to access it. And I'm also letting us know that all the presentation made will be sent to the email of all the participants that registered for this webinar. So you get all the presentation, hopefully before the end of the week. And for a number of issues raised, we may not be able to address all now, but since the registrar made it clear to us that we'll have more of this interaction in the nearest future, definitely there will be opportunities for us to address them. And as much as we can, we have been answering a number of the questions raised on Q&A. We've been typing and responding to them, and we'll continue to do that as much as possible. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have a number of other requests made here, a number of other questions that were asked, but because of time factor, we will not be able to entertain any more further. But as much as possible, we'll keep responding to the chat, and we'll keep you updated from time to time. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are grateful for seeing you. And so at this time, we'll call on the head of special duty of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, who will give the closing remark. It's no other person than Mr. Yahaya Sumi. And he's also the chairman of the e-portal committee that is monitoring and coming up with innovation, ICT innovation that the council are adopting every day to improve our service delivery. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Did you unmute? Thank you very much. Can you hear me now? Thank you, Mr. Filadi. My job is to give, you can all fellow nurses and midwives in Nigeria and beyond that by the special grace of God, we have made tremendous improvements in the area of ICT and all aspects of nursing education and practice in Nigeria. This is one of the innovations that we are holding the maiden edition of this webinar meeting. I want to appreciate all nurses and midwives that has made this program possible by joining in to have this interactive session. I want to assure you that the able registrar that has been steering the affairs of the council is ready and is willing to take this council to the heights. I want to tell you that out of all the regulatory agencies, the health regulatory agencies in Nigeria, Nursing and Midwifery Council is at the forefront. And this has been possible by the grace of God through the able leadership of the registrar and the support of the management and entire staff of the council, and also the cooperation of all nurses and midwives in Nigeria. We thank you very much. We appreciate all your contributions, your criticisms. Day in, day out, we are ready to serve you. So just as Filadi has said, we are willing to take on your questions, your observations, your ideas, and all that you have toward the advancement of nursing as a profession in Nigeria. I want to thank all those that have made presentations at this meeting and pray that God will continue to guide you in all your endeavors. And also pray that next week, God willing, when we are going to meet, nurses should also endeavor to link up. And we assure you that we're going to be on time, no lateness. My colleague has already apologized on behalf of the council for starting late. It's never in our character. So onwards, together, we'll succeed together. I will take nursing to greater heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayasumi, the head of the special duties of Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this program, and to formally end, thank you all, and we'll close with our nursing item. This item.
And discipline that transcends through every generation. Immaculate and amicable, you are the source of sanctuary walls and the sense of building a healthy world. Yes, together we shall stand. Nothing sacred, nothing caring, and the epitome of humanity. We especially ordained for this occasion. Yes, I'm proud to be a nun.
And you
understanding, responsiveness,
gentleness and love is a grace, a caring,
humility and service. For this occasion,
yes, I'm proud to be a
yes, I'm proud to be a
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are grateful indeed for seeing you out there. Bye-bye. See you next week again.
Yeah.